Being here has completely rewired my brain about everything I thought about the world.
This is a place of extraordinary generosity and extraordinary suffering.
Yeah, if you come here and look at these people, you know we have hope. We really do.
Плине кача по тисині, плине кача по тисині.
They've got a family of 5, which there's going to be kids, probably mom. We'll see what's up with that exactly. And then 2, I think, separate individuals. And so I've found a gentleman here who's willing to drive to Austria, which is not the usual thing to find. Most people aren't insured to actually cross the border or get authorization to do so, and he has. Since day one of seeing this, I was just like really pissed off and upset about it, like everyone else. And so yeah, I got myself off the sofa of self-pity, as I put it, and I was like, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do this? And I was like, I have to do this. I have to buy the plane ticket, and I'll figure it out from there. So once I bought the plane ticket, I was committed, but it took me several weeks to actually get the balls to do it. Let's put it that way.
I was quite complacent in my life. My life was good. I was living in the small town, and it was good. I was happy, and friends and lovers, and life was great. And all of a sudden, this thing occurred. I was invited to a candlelight vigil in my small medieval town in Germany, and I realised that I had no faith that would make any difference. And so I got in my car and drove here.
The moment I decided I wanted to come to Poland was when I was travelling home from a friend's house and had seen the news and everything that was going on, and decided I am able enough to help and that I should.
When I first arrived in Przemyśl in early April, I'd just done a delivery run to Medyka, to the border, and had been quite shocked at how tough things were there. Just the numbers of travellers, the numbers of Ukrainian people who were here in the centre, and also the numbers of volunteers. But I could see that there was a lot of overwhelm happening for the travellers, but also for the volunteers, a lack of systems, I guess. I felt, that trepidation, but pretty quickly once I started to do the job, I felt that I was in the right place. I felt that I was able to be doing the things that I had come here to do.
My first day in town was April the 5th. I came with my daughter to work at the World Central Kitchen. I felt excited to be able to help somebody.
Hello.
But all the slots were filled. So we found a hotel where volunteers were staying and went there, and they told us to go to Tesco's.
Tesco Refugee Center, where you actually see what it is, like what's actually happening. Granted, I'm not saying ruined buildings or anything, I'm saying ruined people.
Can I have a cup of tea, please? Just black, please. Black. Taking a break. In there, you don't have no idea what time it is of the day. You forget you haven't eaten. You've forgotten that you didn't have your second cup of tea in the morning. But compared to everything else, it's nothing.
So we're sitting in the room where the people sleep at night, and every day this room gets completely stripped out and the beds get moved, and we clean the floors and we sterilize the beds and the blankets and the pillows.
I just showed up and I did that. I sprayed blankets, I flipped the beds, I swept the floor, I mopped the floor, I cleaned up vomit, I cleaned up human waste products of various kinds, and yeah, and I cleaned the toilets, because I'm not afraid of that sort of thing. I just don't have anything here that would signify dignity or self-respect, so I was just like, give me the damn toilet brush, I don't care, I'll get in there and do it.
A reassuring ear for somebody, a hand to hold when someone is crying. It's endless.
The thing I found most difficult in the initial days was actually seeing it with your own eyes and experiencing it with your own eyes, and experiencing it emotionally and stuff like that. And I'm having not to cry is the hardest thing, and it didn't work. It usually doesn't work.
Things that have moved me here in the centre for the Ukrainians is their heartfelt thanks for everything that we're doing for them. That touches your heart. And you have people that will make you a bracelet or crochet you a flower in the Ukrainian colours. Children want to help in all our cleaning activities. They're just children that want to be children.
There are so many damaged people from all the reasons that you could be damaged, in terms of fleeing your home, being destroyed, uncertain what's happening with people you love, and you can't touch anyone, you can't give them a hug, you can't the normal human responses, you can't do much more than clean the toilet for them, and it's so not the normal way that we interact with human beings. It's completely alien in this alien environment, and I really struggle with that.
People from all over the world have come together that do not belong to organisations and have just come together for the Ukrainian people, and to see their plight when they are carrying 2 carrier bags and that is their possessions, and maybe they see a television programme and their home is gone. I can't imagine it, cannot imagine it. So that's what brings me to Poland and to where I am today in Przemyśl.
Struggle, like many humans, a normal human reaction is it shouldn't be like this. There shouldn't be a war, people shouldn't be displaced people. The centre should have professional, organised background people managing it. But there's a lot of the emotional stuff that I feel are poorly equipped to deal with. Yeah, there's some stuff that makes me cry a lot here. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like I'd seen it a bunch of times, and other little kids crying and stuff like that. But there was one kid in particular who was just inconsolable. I don't know if the wee boy had colic or just what was going on, or if he was just in absolute hysterics. So a volunteer went over to him and was trying to cheer him up with like a little toy fluffy seal, just going like this right in front of his face with it, and that made the kid flip out even worse, and it was just absolutely in hysterics and just could not be calmed down at all. And it had just been percolating inside me, and that was the one that pushes over the edge. So I came outside and just freaking had an absolute meltdown, and sat down over there. It was a very sunny day, and this older French woman came up and just put her arms around me and just held me for like 20 minutes until I calmed down. That's probably that was the reason that I'm still here, because it was just, I don't know, like I felt the horror of it. By the end of that day, I was like, I'm not going home. And I was supposed to go. I was only supposed to be out here for like 10 days, round trip, and I just let the plane ticket go. And I'm still here.
I came out here and I saw the plight of the people, and I went home and I listened to people moan about everyday things. My tolerance for them has gone way down.
People with all range of experiences and backgrounds are able to genuinely make a difference here. And that's extraordinary to me, and I feel glad and lucky to be part of that. It doesn't feel faceless, it doesn't feel nameless, it doesn't feel corrupt, it doesn't feel any of those things.
Moaning about the weather, moaning about so-and-so didn't call, moaning about not being able to get their favourite something at the store. And I kept telling people, just imagine you have to get 2 bags and walk out the door, and you don't know when you're coming back or if you have a home to come to.
Like in my real life, I'm not as talkative as I am here. I'm not as energetic as I am here. I'm not as funny as I am here. I never meet anybody that I click with ever. And it turns out they're all here. Every single person I meet here, I get along with. Like everybody I was ever supposed to meet in my life is inside that building.
If you come here and look at these people, you know we have hope. We really do.
Really changed a lot about, how I felt or how I saw myself. And it is interesting to me, everyone here is exotic. They're all from Europe. They're all from the other end of the world to me. And all of a sudden I'm this person who's from the other part of the world. So I get to see a different view of myself. I get to see myself how others might see me, or how New Zealanders might see me. Being here has reminded me that I'm proud of that. I'm proud of where I come from. I'm proud of what Kiwis can do. I'm proud that we're able to step up and do what's needed.
I don't know how I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna be able to go back to being the person that I was. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go back to even San Francisco and just completely rewire my brain.
And it made me see that I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to represent my country as I do, the best I can.
I'm so happy. You'll never know. You'll never understand it. For the first time in my life, I'm happy. That's it.